Have you ever dreamed of a world where our next leader isn't a human, but a computer? Picture it. Instead of flesh and blood, there's wires and code. With all the fancy tech we see today, it is so wild to think that a computer could run for president. We let our gadgets handle our money, secrets and plans. But what about leading a country? Voting for an AI does sound crazy, but guess what? It's not just sci-fi talk. The future might just be one click away. Are you ready to explore? Okay, let's break things down. We're talking about an AI becoming president. But what would that even look like? We might not get a tall robot strutting in the White House. Instead, it could just be a super smart computer in the Oval Office, making decisions at lightning speed. And how do we get there? Well, it might start simple. Maybe our AI's first job is just picking songs for official parties. And if it does well, say preventing some weird global economic issues or handling international problems smoothly, people might start thinking, hey, this AI's got what it takes. Now, here's a tricky bit. Being smart is one thing, but does an AI need to, well, feel things? Understand humans on a deeper level? Does it need self-awareness? Some might say, of course, it's leading people. Others might think it just needs to be smart and fair. So, our AI president, be it a computer or something that looks more like us, would need to be super smart. But whether it needs a touch of, let's say, soul, remains one big question. And that's a puzzle for both tech geeks and philosophers alike. Remember the good old days when calculators were all the rage? When spelling hello upside down was the height of tech fun? Those pocket-sized wonders were our first taste of the digital future. But let's be honest, their biggest decisions were probably helping us split the dinner bill. Fast forward from those humble beginnings, and by the 1960s, we were introduced to Eliza. Not your quirky aunt, but a computer program that could chat just like her. Suddenly, computers weren't just for number crunching, they became our coffee break buddies. The tech world got even spicier in the 90s and 2000s. IBM's Deep Blue made headlines, but not for its love of deep-sea diving. No, this brainiac AI decided to outwit a chess grandmaster. I mean, it's one thing to lose your keys, but losing a centuries-old game to a box of circuits? Ouch. But the tech world wasn't done showing off. By 2016, Google's DeepMind rolled out AlphaGo. Not a new yoga pose, but a genius that took on the world's best in Go, a game so intricate that even explaining the rules feels like a semester in college. Beyond the games, AI began forecasting weather with eerie accuracy. Expect rain in exactly 2.5 minutes, revolutionizing healthcare and crafting visions of future cities that looked less like sci-fi and more like, well, Tuesday. Now AI's everywhere, picking movies, driving cars, even trading stocks. Some might joke they've become the world's most efficient backseat drivers. So, as AI snuck into every corner of our lives, the question pops up like a surprise software update. Could artificial intelligence run for president? If it can master our games, map out our future, and accurately predict British weather, now that's an achievement. Why not rule us all? But here's a million-bit question. If an AI wanted to be president, where would it even start? Curious about machines mixing with politics? Let's go deeper. So we've got this AI campaign office, right? And it's not buzzing with over-caffeinated interns or phones ringing off the hook. Nope, it's all about servers and screens lighting up faster than a pinball machine. This is where our AI nominee calls home. Traditional politicians. For them, campaigning is a dish that involves praying that they remember all their lines for their 3-hour speech, accompanied by a side of sweaty handshakes and baby kissing. But our AI? It's sifting through heaps of online clicks and likes. Attend one of its rallies and you won't just hear a rehearsed speech. Sarah gets info on climate action, Jake hears about healthcare, and Priya, she gets the lowdown on education. All personalized and all in real time. Now here's a noodle scratcher. Campaigns are pricey, but what does a machine spend its cash on? Fancy suits? Sandwich boards? Maybe not. More like boosting its own brainpower and reaching more screens. It's not buying ads, it's upping its game. And in a world where fake news pops up more often than pop-up ads, how does our AI handle the drama? Probably by dishing out real-time facts, sidestepping the gossip like a champ. Think back to the old-school campaigns, where folks threw money at everything from buttons to balloons. Now switch gears and think efficiency, hitting the right voter with the right message. No fluff, just the good stuff. And as tech takes a lead, here's some food for thought. What's the human role when screens start to run the political show? Leading a nation is no walk in the park. There's a dash of decision-making, a sprinkle of strategy, and a whole lot of heart. Leaders need to understand their people, feel their struggles, and sometimes make decisions straight from their gut. But what if the leader didn't have a gut, or a heart, or even emotions? Meet our AI president. All logic and no love. It sees things in zeros and ones, with no grey in between. Let's rewind to 2015 during the peak of the Syrian refugee crisis. Countries worldwide grappled with the question of opening their borders. Leaders had to balance humanitarian needs, security concerns, and public opinion. The heart-wrenching images of families fleeing, the stories of perilous journeys, these swayed many human leaders. But an AI, it'd probably crunch numbers on resources, analyze historical data, and predict future trends. No tears, no fears, just cold, hard stats. Or let's take the ever-sensitive issue of war. In 2003, the US invasion of Iraq was a hot topic. Various factors played into the decision to go to war, including emotions, alliances, and perceived threats. It wasn't just about WMDs, there were human elements, national pride, and geopolitical dynamics. How would an AI navigate this? Maybe it'd run a million simulations, weigh the odds, and assess collateral damage, all within milliseconds. Drawing from these historical moments, we see a contrast. Human leaders juggle data with desires, facts, and feelings. An AI president. It's like a chess player, always thinking 10 moves ahead, unswayed by the emotion of the moment. Yet for all its logic and efficiency, there's a lingering question. Nations are built on more than just numbers. They thrive on culture, spirit, and shared dreams. In a world of algorithms and analytics, where do human hopes fit in? And speaking of hopes, how would we, the people, truly feel about a machine calling the shots? Navigating the choppy waters of politics is not just about decisions, it's about making the right ones ethically. Now, toss a machine into this mix. Does it have a moral compass, or just circuits and code? It's kinda like asking if your toaster feels guilty about burning your bread. Spoiler, it doesn't. Take the well-known trolley problem in ethics. There's a runaway trolley, and you must decide, let it run its course and hit 5 people, or divert it to harm just 1. Humans grapple with this, but for a machine, it's a calculation. Fewer losses equal the better option. But here's a twist. Real life isn't a controlled experiment. In the 1970s, during the Vietnam War, leaders faced complex decisions with no clear right answer. Weighing the value of human life against geopolitical strategy is an ethically tangled web. If an AI president faced a similar situation, would it calculate human lives like it does numbers? Or could it, in some way, understand the profound weight of such decisions? There's also the question of a fixed moral code. Humans learn, adapt, and sometimes even change their beliefs. Machines, on the other hand, learn from data. In 2016, when Microsoft's chatbot Tay was released online, it quickly began mimicking the negative behaviors it saw. It wasn't inherently bad, it was just mirroring the data. So if our AI president learns from us, will it mirror our best traits or our worst? Diving deeper, we encounter another puzzle, the evolution of ethics. Presidents of the past made choices based on the norms of their times. Slavery, gender rights, and nuclear decisions. All were seen differently across eras. How does an AI adapt its moral beliefs in a world that's constantly redefining right and wrong? It's a brain-tingler, isn't it? Machines and morals, code and conscience. But here's the electric question. If machines make choices, who's really responsible? Oh boy, here's a head-scratcher. If you've ever yelled at Siri, blamed Alexa for a weather mishap, or had a staring contest with your Roomba, don't lie, we've all been there, then you've already dabbled in this conundrum of who is responsible, the machine or its maker. When your GPS redirects you around a traffic jam, is it thinking or just regurgitating algorithms? And who wrote those algorithms? Yep, humans. So if a self-driving car takes a wrong turn, do we blame the car, the software, or the person who wrote the code? It's like trying to decide who's responsible for that missing cookie: the kid, the hand, or the brain. Machines are designed to be perfect, but here's a catch. They're designed by us, very imperfect humans. Errors sneak in. Bugs are, ironically, human-made. So when a drone messes up a delivery, landing a pizza on your roof instead of your porch, who's at fault? The drone or the sleepy programmer who skipped his second coffee? It's easy to point fingers at screens and wires, but when the code hits a fan, it's often a blend of humans and tech hiccups. As machines get smarter and their choices become more complex, where does the buck stop? Anyway, the next time you're arguing with a voice assistant, remember, somewhere there's a human probably laughing at the goofy jokes they coded in. Every great story has an ending. Leaders, whether of flesh or code, leave legacies. In a world where technology steers our ship, the close of a machine's leadership isn't about waving goodbye. Maybe it's about pressing save on its achievements. As we close this digital chapter, we remember the bold steps taken, not just the bites behind them. Still, as the screen fades, one wonders, is this the end, or just a system reboot? Subscribe to find out.